Welcome back to the Criterium Du Dauphine, where we've just spotted the Lidl Trek team rock up with some new bikes. They do look very nice. This is a new Madone, or that's what it says on the top tube at least. Now initially we thought it might be a new Emonda because of the slimmed down tubing. It certainly looks lighter than the Madone that Lidl Trek had been riding in the previous races. But no, it says Madone on the top tube. And that probably means that, well, the old Madone, that's it done for. The Emonda probably not coming back, as we've seen Trek trying to cut its SKUs, so it's trying to reduce how many bikes it has in its lineup. So let's go and take a closer look at the new bike. So it's clear to see that Trek has seriously slimmed down the tubing. There seems to be a much less deep head tube, which is something that we've seen other teams move towards. So the new Pinarello that we've just seen has a much deeper head tube. So that's gone. It certainly looks made for climbing, but all the riders are on this new bike, so including Mads Pedersen, who's one of the fast finishers. Another interesting thing is these bottle cages. So they might take a conventional bead on, but they are aero profiled around the tubes of the frame. We can also see that it still has the ISOFlow system, where the seat tube is allowed to flex to allow some compliance, but supposedly this is a more aero solution. So how does the new bike compare to the old one? Well, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised that the ISOFlow system is still there. Trek says that this system dramatically improves aerodynamics by smoothing the air as it moves over the bike and accelerating it through the frame for even more free speed. Perhaps more importantly, it's a cantilever design that's intended to flex over bumps to smooth the ride. Other than that, it is all changed with shallower tubes across the board. The head tube and the down tube are far shallower than those on the 7th generation Madone, and the same goes for these fork legs too. The 7th generation Madone also had a seat tube that kind of wrapped around the leading edge of the rear wheel. Well, that's no longer a prominent feature here. Oh, and the deep seat stays have been replaced by decidedly skinny ones. All of this we can only assume is to save weight. The 7th generation Madone was significantly lighter than the 6th generation, but it still weighed around 1,000 grams for the frame. To put that into perspective, the Tarmac SL8 weighs 685 grams, some 315 lighter. I think the real question is whether Trek has sacrificed aero performance to save this weight. That is always going to be hard for us to test, but Trek will doubtlessly have a good story to tell and chuck us a white paper's worth of justifications for the changes when the bike officially drops. You can tell that this one is Mads Pedersen's because it has a ridiculously large single chainring. As we touched on earlier, there has been some debate on whether this new bike would be an Emonda or a Madone. When we plastered the new bike all over the road.cc website this afternoon, people immediately jumped into the comment section to say that it's just a sticker and it could easily be changed. Well, yeah, true, but we can't really see any reason why Trek would want to mislead us like that. They're not that devious. However, before seeing that sticker, I agree it did seem far more likely that this was an Emonda that was on the cards. The 7th generation Madone, which was the first to feature that hole in the seat tube, was spotted just 2 years ago by us at the Dauphiné. That is a pretty short life cycle for a flagship bike. The Emonda, meanwhile, is kind of due an update, with the latest carbon version released over 3 years ago. So why would Trek label this the Madone? Well, it seems likely that it's switching towards a one bike to do it all approach, just like Specialized has done by killing off the Venge and what Pinarello has done since, well, horse and cars. Does that mean that we could still see a new Emonda then? Well, it seems pretty unlikely to me at this point in time. Trek has already said that it plans to cut some SKUs in its lineup for efficiency, and getting rid of a whole bike would be a very effective way of doing that. So if you think that Trek usually has 2 layup options for its performance bikes, 6 or so sizes, each of those in 4 colours or so, that's 48 bikes to make and store just to have one of each configuration in stock. Matt, our tech editor though, thinks that the Emonda name is too strong a model to let drift. So let us know what you think will happen in the comments section below. One thing that is for sure, we'll find out when this bike officially releases. So what do you think of Trek's new bike? Is it what you expected, and would you buy one? Let us know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, then please give this video a like to stay up to date with all the latest cycling tech. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.